Stacey Felker is not a woman to be trifled. She called out Miranda Lambert as a homewrecker after the country singer was spotted with Stacey's husband, Evan Felker. Now, she's taking aim at her ex himself after he ghosted her when she was in the middle of a health crisis. "I'm ultimately gonna be fine physically," Stacey shared on Thursday with her fans. "Thanks for all your questions." Along with these words, she shared an image of her bracelet from the hospital, which you can see below. "I'll answer some more when I feel better," Stacey promises. "But right now I want to talk about real men." She is not referring to that cringe-worthy new Bravo talk show that's already so widely ridiculed that they're changing the name from Real Men Watch Bravo. Ominously, Stacey says, aside from the ghosting and just very real number psychological warfare and torture that happened earlier this year. Stacey describes Evan Felker as a man that I perfected homemade chicken soup for when he was sick, cared for him through so many sweating miserable days coming off benders. So she's throwing a little shade, though not necessarily in a way that will hurt his rep with the country music crowd. "Evan," she says, "decided to come calling when I was happy last week." Recently, she went on vacation, where she believes that Evan felt that she was too happy. In other words, it sounds like she's saying that he was jealous and perhaps he was missing her. "By all accounts, Stacey had a grand time riding and then at the beach with my girls. This," she says, "must have prompted Evan to reach out to her. She imagines that he was thinking, how dare I smile after all he did to try to break me. That might be a little harsh, but you can see where she's coming from. I took those calls," Stacey explains. "Because that's what a wife does. I'm still his wife," Stacey reminds her followers. In May, weeks after being publicly linked with Miranda Lambert, Evan Felker filed for divorce from Stacey. "I've done everything to be a good one," Stacey says. "Because deep down I thought it might change things." Less than a week later, Stacey says, "I was sent to the hospital and couldn't reach him." We have more details about that below. "That's not a real man," Stacey assets. "That's not a country boy and certainly no cowboy." Now she's attacking his, obviously ridiculous, image and his brand by exposing him as a manipulative coward. "Not a husband I'll ever take back," Stacey says. "Because I was scared and he was gone." Again. As for the medical emergency itself, Us Weekly reports that Stacey Felker's hospital trip was over a dangerously sore throat. At first, after having just traveled overseas, there was a genuine fear that she had contracted malaria. The two had spoken over the phone during her trip. But when she was afraid in the hospital waiting for test results from her blood tests, he was suddenly nowhere to be found. That must be a terrible feeling. It's good that she's directing her anger where it belongs at her husband. It sounds like he has wronged her more than once. Miranda Lambert, on the other hand, did not steal anyone, including Evan. That's a choice that Evan made on his own.